Over the last 12 months or so, we've certainly heard a lot about the increase in outboard motor thefts, and we can reiterate that the number of thefts that we're seeing through Bishop Skinner is certainly on the increase. As organised gangs come and go, so do the level of thefts fluctuate. The key here is vigilance and adequate protection for your outboard motors. Thefts of outboards are so common, in my view, for two reasons. One is that they're extremely expensive and they're a very desirable piece of equipment that is easily moved on, not only in the UK but in Europe as well. And secondly, the ambivalence on the part of the boat owner in terms of securing the outboard motor. In our experience, there is no one area where outboard motor thefts are more prevalent. This is a nationwide issue, and boaters should be aware of that fact and take whatever precautions they can to secure their outboard motors from theft. There's a good website that the public can visit, actually, www.stolenboats.com. It's certainly worthwhile policyholders and clients visiting the website just to get an idea of the quantity and the scale of thefts of boats and outboard motors. The simple answer is that nobody should consider their outboard motor safe from theft. Gangs and opportunists will think nothing of breaking into secure buildings or secure compounds to remove outboard motors, and in fact they'll think nothing of cutting the back of the boat away to remove an engine. There are a number of things that boat owners can do to protect their outboard motor from theft. The most sensible precaution is to make sure that you've got the most adequate and appropriate lock for your outboard motor. Something else that a number of constabularies offer, number of police constabularies I should say, offer are branded engine covers. The idea being that should an outboard motor be stolen that has a branded constabulary covering on it, then the thieves would need to replace that covering if they were going to sell it on the open market, thus drawing attention to themselves. Something else that you should consider is a secondary lock. So yes, new outboard motors will generally come with a good standard of security and a lock fitted to it. Consider buying a second lock. The more difficult you make it for a thief, the less likelihood that there will be of the outboard motor being stolen. During winter months, something else that we like to advocate is extra vigilance, particularly for boat owners and yard owners. Things like perimeter lighting, make sure that they're actually working. Consider locking gates a little bit earlier than you normally would to deter thieves. A key exclusion on a boat insurance policy would be lack of security on the outboard motor. We've touched on this already, but most policies will require a secondary form of security be fitted to the outboard motor. Final common clause within an insurance policy will be that the boat owner has a note of the serial number of the outboard motor and in fact has passed it on to his or her insurer. The final point to bear in mind is that you may not get a new for old settlement on the claim following the theft of your outboard, and a deduction will generally be made for wear and tear. On this point, check your policy wording.